Here are my results from November, okay? And this shows consistency. This is what consistency looks like. And none of this happened by luck, okay? It takes a certain amount of self-control and internal ability to create this kind of consistent results. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 things that I never do in order to stay consistent as a trader. So make sure you watch this to the end, because this is a mindset video that's going to give you a shift, an internal advantage in your trading. And if you apply just a few of these, I guarantee that your trading is going to level up. So make sure you stick around and watch this to the end. So let's get started. The first one that you need to absolutely understand is that I never try to get even with the market. Does that make sense? Because the market doesn't know who you are. It does not care about who you are. It doesn't care about your dreams, your goals, who you're trying to impress, who you're dating, your family life, what kind of debt you're in, how much money you're trading. It doesn't care about your last name. It does not care about anything to do with you. The market is just moving the way it moves, okay? And the sooner you understand this, then you're going to understand that the market didn't go after your stop loss, okay? When you're a beginner or an amateur trader, you're going to go through this conspiracy phase where you think everything is rigged. Everything is rigged against you. Your broker is trying to move your stops and stop you out, or your prop firm wants you to fail, or the banks are coming after your money, or the president is trying to spike the markets, or the Fed, that Jerome Powell is going to do something and destroy your trading account. Like, nobody really cares about you. Okay, and I say that in a good way. It's a freeing way. Okay, there's no conspiracy coming after you with your trades. You have to get over this, because I got stuck in this loop for a long time in my early years, and I thought everything was rigged and against me, and the whole thing was one big conspiracy, and that actually turned me into a conspiracy theorist, okay, in a good way. But looking back now, that's not how the market works. It doesn't care about you. Okay, it's too busy and too big to be going after your tiny stop loss. Okay, so stop trying to get even with the market. It's not going to. It's just going to put you in a worse position. Okay, if you take a loss, accept it. Learn from your loss. Okay, there is always a lesson to be learned, and then go from there. Okay? So that's number 1. Number 2 is never panic in a drawdown. Okay? So if you take a loss or your account goes into a drawdown, the worst thing you can do is to start panicking. Okay? Because if you panic, you're being reactive to circumstances and situations. And that takes the power away from you. And when you are in panic mode, you're thinking from your amygdala and your ego. So automatically, you're not thinking straight anymore. And this is going to cloud your decision making. It's going to blur your brain. Okay, you're not going to think straight if you're panicking and wondering how you're going to get out of your drawdown. And here's the simple answer of how you actually get out of your drawdown. Number 1 is you don't change your strategy. You don't do anything different. You continue trading. That's what you have to do, okay? You need to trust in your system, in your edge, enough to know that it's going to work, whether you're up or down or in a drawdown or whatever, that the system is going to work over a sample size, and you're going to get out of whatever situation and over a lot of trades, you're going to be in profit eventually, okay? Just manage your risk correctly. Stop changing your risk all the time. Trade the same amount of risk throughout the month, okay? And that's how you're going to get consistent results, okay? So don't panic. Panicking is a rookie mistake. You have to be calm. You have to be centered. You have to be fully in control and know that nothing can shake you up. Nothing will faze you. You have to be totally zen, no matter if you're up or you're down, okay? Just always be neutral. This is a big secret. Nobody talks about this. So you should try this out in your trading. Number 3 is, especially for me, I'm very against copying other traders and taking signals from other traders, other trading ideas from other people. If it's not my own original idea, okay, I'm not interested. I don't want to know about it, because the way two people think are never really the same. The way two people come to a conclusion is never really the same. So, you know, we live in a time where a lot of people don't want to think for themselves. Now, this is dangerous, because if you don't think for yourself, then someone else will have to think for you. And that puts you at a weak position. Remember why you started trading in the first place. You started trading to be free. You started trading to be independent, strong, autonomous, and to rely on yourself. And I can understand that if you're a true beginner, sometimes you want to watch someone else trade. You want to watch your mentor take some trades, and I'm not saying don't do that, okay? Go ahead and do that. Copy their trades in the beginning, and you're most probably going to mess up the trade because you're not emotionally mature like your mentor is, okay? So you're not in the same frame of mind. But if that's what it takes for you to get started, fine. But I'm talking to the intermediate to advanced trader that wants to maintain consistency. So the trader like you that has been doing this for a long time now, and you want to maintain. And so you're not a beginner anymore. And for that reason, there is no reason for you to have to copy anyone else at this point in your journey. So stop it, because all that's going to do is contradict with your own analysis. It's going to confuse you. You might be bullish and the other guy is bearish, and then now what? You have two conflicting ideas, and you're going to be induced into seeing something else. So you need to stop outsourcing your thinking and think for yourself, because ultimately it's a one-man show, right? It's all on you. So there's no point getting signals from other people, copying other trades. It's just weak, it's lazy, and it just means that you don't want to do the work. You don't want to trust yourself, and you have to trust yourself. And the way you trust yourself is by repetition, doing it enough times, seeing it work, doing the back testing, doing the forward testing, putting in that work, which again, 99% of traders will not put in the correct amount of work, the correct amount of back testing to build their own internal trust in themselves. Okay, they might learn a strategy and back test it for 2 hours for one day, and then think they're ready, and then go live, and they're not ready. Okay, you need to have the back testing so locked down that you've done more than 100 hours in back testing that it has been burnt into your memory. Your strategy is like your name. You know it like your name. You could spell your strategy backwards if you had to, without blinking. Does that make sense? You have to know it like second nature. And if you know your entry like your name, like your second nature, like it's you, it's a part of you, it's an extension of you, then there is no need for you to copy anyone else. Does that make sense? The guy that is being copied is the guy that knows what he's doing. He's done the hard work. That trader, he, she, whatever, has done the hard work. They've done the 100 hours plus. They've put in the time and the effort, and so they deserve the reward, their consistency. That's why they're not copying anybody. They're there doing their own thing, and everybody else is watching them. But you don't want to copy that person. You want to be that person. So learn your strategy, know your strategy like your name, and then that is where the magic happens. That's where the freedom comes. That is what autonomous trading looks like. That's complete freedom. Okay, so you have to be in that stage. So moving on from there, number 4 is that you got to stop obsessing over your chart, your trades, and your P&L after you enter. Okay, this is how you detach. At least for me, I take a trade and I close the computer and I don't look at it for at least a day. I don't want to look at my P&L. I'm not peeking at the trading view on my phone. I'm not looking at anything. I'm living my life. I'm out doing things that I'm doing the lifestyle stuff. And that's how you got to live, right? You don't let trading rule your day and ruin your day, okay? You live your life, you do your hobbies, you do whatever you're doing, your job, whatever, and then when the time is correct, when it's time to get in on your trade, you take the trade and then you leave. You bounce. You don't hang around looking at each tick and the movements and every pullback and sweating, and because every time you hang around and stare at your charts, okay, you're trying to control something that you cannot control. So it's going to drive you crazy. It's going to create anxiety. You're going to end up moving your stops, micromanaging, doing mistakes. So you have to make peace with your risk. You have to make peace with your decision and stick to it. And just take it and walk away and know that the edge is in your favor. And then again, how do you know? How do you have the courage to walk away and let the trade run and give it time to breathe? By doing the back testing, by doing the forward testing, by knowing your setup, by knowing your trades. That's how you do it. So stop obsessing over the chart. Stop looking at your trades. Stop looking at the P&L. Delete the apps off your phone if you have to. Okay, whatever. Just never look at the trade until it's done. Okay, and you can have some alerts. Okay, you set your stop loss and you set your take profits, but then also you can put alerts separately on TradingView so that if your stop loss is hit, then the alert is sent to your phone. Then you will know from TradingView, okay, this trade got stopped out. Or you put an alert, you also put an alert at your take profit. So when the trade is done, you get a message. That's the only time you should come back to the chart. Once you get the message, either a stop loss or a TP. Then you come back and you continue. You look at the trade and see what happens. And then you journal and you move on, wait for the next setup. That's how you do it, okay? So that's number 4. And then number 5, and this is your big boy pants, okay? This is where the men are separated from the boys, okay? And trust me on this, okay? Never blame anyone else. Never blame the market, never blame outside circumstances, never blame poor me, my childhood was difficult, or my teacher, my parents, my girlfriend, my dog, my this, my boss. Never blame anybody but yourself. This is the ultimate freedom hack. If you understand this is the most empowering thing that you can do, is take full responsibility. When you can take full responsibility for your life and for your actions and for your trading, that's the level up. That is the difference between being a young boy and a man. Does that make sense? When you blame, when you point fingers, okay, when you point the finger, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. So That's a huge lesson. And that's a lesson that one of my mentors, my multi-millionaire mentors taught me a long time ago, and it has helped me in every part of my life, in business, personal development, and in my trading. And you have to think like this, because when you accept full responsibility and you don't let your ego blame someone else, blame your guru, blame the guy that gave you the signal, blame the guy you copied the trade from, but you take full responsibility for your actions, that is the level up. That is where everything changes. That's the magic. That is the shift. And you have to always come from this angle. You have to have this mentality drilled into you. Okay, it has to be part of you. So, no blaming other people, accept full responsibility, and then you will become powerful. Okay, so those are the top 5 things that came to my head for when I want to talk about being consistent. Okay, those are the 5 things I never do. Okay, maybe I'll make a video about 5 things I do to stay consistent, but those 5 things, if you avoid that, then you're going to be well on your way to leveling up as a professional trader. So watch this video again if you need to. If you want to work on yourself, then go ahead and check out the link in the description. I'm extending the Black Friday sale to Cyber Monday, so for another day. So hurry up and join the course if you want. If you want to work on your internal state, your subconscious programming, your limiting beliefs, your negative beliefs, all for trading. So we go in and we clear out FOMO, panic, revenge, greed, all of these things that are holding you back, and basically reprogram you to be a better person, a better trader, and transform you into this new character so that, 2026 can be your best year. It will be the year you have your breakthrough and your level up. So if you want to get started on that, now is the best time. The promo ends after Cyber Monday is over, so I'm extending it for another day. Okay, so take advantage of that now. If you're new to my channel, go ahead, like and subscribe. Drop your comments below. Let me know where you're at with your trading. And until the next video, you're on your own. Take care now. Goodbye.